Good evening. Welcome in daily UPSC editorial audio program. Our cities must start this virtuous cycle. The Economic Times. Mountains of plastic are choking the Himalayan states, the Hindu. Now the full editorial. Our cities must start this virtuous cycle. The Economic Times. Last week, former Intel India chief Avatar Saini died after a speeding car struck him as he was cycling in Navi Mumbai. The tragedy underscores a prime reason why those willing to shift to cycling in our cities do not. Saini chose to cycle even though he could have used a car because opting to paddle is a healthy, environment friendly choice for a growing number of affluent Indians. Safety is critical to ensure such people opt to trade in their cars for bicycles for regular use. Promoting the use of helmets and lights while cycling in our cities is important, but ensuring safe bicycle use requires much more, including improved traffic and road management. This must be a priority for urban authorities for whom cycling still remains overwhelming and economic necessity and not a matter of choice. Making roads safe for bicyclists, the most vulnerable road users, will mean safer roads for all. Investing in cycle only lanes and a productive and a proactive push for motorized vehicle users to learn and maintain protocols will improve the safety quotient of our roads. Cycling ranks high up in sustainable and healthy mobility options. Mission Life, Government of India's flagship sustainability intervention, even lists bicycling as part of planet-friendly lifestyles. Professionals commuting on cycles is not just a fashionable trend. Neither should cyclists be seen as being confined to blue-collar workers and doodwalas. India has among the highest number of road accidents globally. This requires reimagining and redesigning our penalized, not reducing risk will mean that those who want to opt for cycles can't. Mountains of plastics are choking the Himalayan states, the Hindu, empowering local bodies and creating the necessary infrastructure for best management in the Indian Himalayan region need immediate attention. Archana Vaidya is a natural resource management NRM and environment law consultant and advocate at the High Court of Himachal Pradesh. Bikram Hegde is an advocate in the Supreme Court of India. Plastic is ubiquitous everywhere from the top of the highest mountain to the deepest of trench in the ocean. It is found even inside the human lungs and placenta. Microplastics are formed by the degradation and the fragmentation of large plastic pieces that are improperly disposed of. Microplastic disposition and accumulation has been found in the Himalayan mountains, rivers, lakes, and streams. These microplastics can be trapped in glaciers for a long time and released into rivers during snow melting. The Indian Himalayan region is a critical source of water in the subcontinent, feeding a number of major rivers of India that include the Indus, Ganges, and Brahmaputra river system. Unscientific Unscientific plastic disposal is causing soil and water pollution in the Indian Himalayan region and impacting its biodiversity, which is having an adverse impact on the fresh water resource that communities downstream depend on. Rapid and unplanned urbanization and changing production and consumption patterns are responsible for the plastic waste crisis in the Indian Himalayan region. A quantum jump in tourist footfall is another reason for uh, exacerbation of the problem. A recent report by the Social Development for Communities (SDC) Foundation, Dehradun, highlighting the plight of towns in Uttarakhand and drawing in plastic waste is no surprise. Almost all the mountain states face a similar situation. Recently, the National Green Tribunal issued notices to the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, the Central Pollution Control Board (CPCB), the Himachal Pradesh State Pollution Control Board, the Deputy Commissioner Lahore and Spiti, and the Panchayat of Kuksar in Himachal Pradesh on waste dumping in eco-sensitive areas by tourist and commercial establishments in Assam. At the Ramsar site of the Deepor Bill, greater ad, adjutant storks have been feasting on the plastic waste in the landfill instead of fish from the wetland. In Manipur, growing population in rivers that include the the Nambul has been widely reported. The Himalayan Cleanup 2018-21 that was conducted by the Integrated Mountain Initiative with Zero Waste Himalayas and the National Productivity Council of India's Waste and Brand audit show increasing plastic waste, especially no non-recyclables in the Indian Himalayan region. The Himalayan Cleanup 2022 based audit results showed that 92.7% of trash was plastic, with 72% of waste being non-recyclable plastic. Plastic waste versus management capacities. Every year there is a day when the amount of plastic waste surpass the capability of waste management system to manage this. Environment Action, a Swiss-based organization, called it Plastic Overshoot Day. In 2023, India reached its Plastic Overshoot Day on January 6, which is shocking, especially as the EPR portal of CPCB claims that there is a systemic ability to deal with plastic waste. India has one of the highest mismanaged waste index (MWI) at 98.55% in the world after Kenya, Nigeria, and Mozambique, which is the gap in waste management capacity and plastic consumption. The Governor of India claims that it recycles 60% of plastic waste. It's in a statistical analysis done by the Center for Science and Environment CSE using CPCB data. India is merely recycling through mechanical recycling 12% of its plastic waste. Close to 20% of this waste is channelized for end-to-end solutions such as co-incineration, plastic to fuel and road making, which means we are burning 20% of our plastic waste and still calling it recycling, and when 68% of plastic waste is unaccounted for. Legal mandate for waste management, solid waste management rules SMW 2016, plastic waste management PWM rules 2016, and extended producers responsibility EPR 2022 constitute the regulatory framework for plastic waste management for India at the country level. Special need for hill areas are recognized by the SWM, but are not factored in while creating a mandate for both local bodies and producers, importers, and brand owners (PIBOs). While PMW and EPR have not even recognized the special need of the hills, states across the Indian Himalayan region have also been taking various initiatives, including enacting laws to curb this menace. Himachal Pradesh and Sikkim has special state laws banning the use of plastics. Himachal Pradesh has a buyback policy for non-recyclable and single-use plastic waste since 2019, but there is still widespread littering of plastic waste. Sikkim banned packaged mineral water use from January 2022 and has a fairly robust regulatory system, but in the absence of proper infrastructure to handle plastic waste, the state is still grappling with the issue. Mizoram has been proactive on the regulatory front. The Aizawl Municipal Corporation made by laws under the PWM in 2019. Tripura has made policy changes, enacted municipal bylaws, and has a state level task force to eliminate single use plastic, though the results are not visible. The collective mandate of SWM, PWM, EPR requires best segregation at source, segregation of not only plastic from other waste but also different types of plastic is a prerequisite for any strategy to dispose of plastic waste in a scientific and sustainable manner. Best segregation exists on paper, but a closer look shows landfills overflowing with mixed waste. The the leachate from the mixed waste causes soil and groundwater pollution, while fumes from such mixed waste cause air pollution. A huge amount of plastic waste which can be recycled still remains in landfills. Under the SWM, PWM, and EPR, the task of waste management from collection to its scientific disposal is the duty of local bodies. They can take help from PIBUs for the setting up the operationalization of the plastic waste management system as mandated under the EPR, though local bodies are the pivot of the waste management system in the country. A commensurate devolution of power to them is still work in progress. Very few states have enacted model bylaws, and very few local bodies themselves have made bylaws to operationalize the mandate. There is no clarity regarding the mandate to ensure collaboration between local bodies and PIBOs. There is a need to include traditional institutions within the definition of local bodies when it comes to the Indian Himalayan region, prevalent in many states in the northeast. It is important to note that under Swachh Bharat Mission (SBM) and the 15th Finance Commission, money was allocated to these traditional institutions. Plugging data gaps is one step. There is a need for appropriate resource allocation and support that is considerate of and reflective of the rich biodiversity, ecological sensitivity, and fragility of the Indian Himalayan region, besides taking into account the specific geographical challenges of mountain based management, empowering local bodies, and creating a necessary infrastructure for waste management need immediate attention. Segregation of waste and the participation of the people in this endeavor with the help of sustained public educated campaign are a sign qua non. Geographical naturality of targets under the EPR could be countered if the higher cost of EPR operationalization in the mountain region is given its due consideration. The value of the EPR certificate, which is earned by a PIBO in the Indian Himalayan region, could be higher than one earned in the rest of the country for every ton of plastic based processed. Data gaps in terms of the quantum and quality of waste being generated in the Indian Himalayan region, states should be plugged. Convergence in existing schemes such as SBM, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, and the Finance Commission's grant could be used to create the infrastructure, maintain and run operations. The Swachh Bharat Coast Trust, set up to facilitate the channelization of philanthropic contributions and corporate social responsibility fund towards this cause, could also be used to augment resources. The Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation Amrut and Smart Cities scheme, under which many cities in the Indian Himalayan region are selected, could also work in convergence on the issue of scientific waste management and making cities in the Indian Himalayan region free of plastic. Thank you.